Okay, welcome back. We hope you all enjoyed that special 7 minutes together.
Now we're going to hear thank yous from Becca and Max.
Oh, who's going first?
Is Dawn still not here? So Max, you're going to do it in honor of Dawn.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, wait, I'm at my cottage, so my Wi-Fi might be bad.
We want to record it for
Okay. I want to start by telling you all something that I will never forget about Don, and I think that this story is a great example of the counselor that he is. At the airport, when we were leaving Israel, sorry for bringing back memories, we all spent some of our last moments as a group waiting in that line at the airport. Thanks for speeding it up, Miriam. Then we finally got through, meaning it was time to say our goodbyes to our amazing madrichim. I will never forget the look on Don's face when we had to say goodbye. He was crying, as were many others, which to be honest, made me cry. This just goes to show you how great of a madrich he was, and shows how much he cared about shows how much he cared about us. Whether it's taking me and Jojo to the hospital or just hanging out in Geffen, we were the best, and our time together was awesome. Although I love Don, I don't know if I can compete with some of the love shown by some of the girls on Try. Don, I miss you a ton and can't wait to see you whenever it may be.
Nice.
Okay, I'm doing Miriam. I just have to find her. Okay, hi Miriam. Okay, so on behalf of all of your little coronas, I just wanted to say thank you for everything. I want to tell a story that kind of represents Miriam. Unfortunately, it was our last TU. We were at that museum and we were trying to get into like the graves that were in the back, and there were all these like construction workers and people in our way. And Miriam went up to them and said like literally 5 words, and then turned to us and was like, and then we were like, yup, and then we all like followed her. And then there was like, we were walking towards the graves, and then there was like more construction workers, and they were like everywhere, and there was one that was about to like back right into us, and Miriam just like puts up her finger like this, and like everyone stops. And then yeah, so that just kind of yeah, so I don't remember what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, so something that Miriam told me in one of the first weeks was, it's not about what the problem is, it's what you're gonna do about it. And obviously Miriam showed that in that story, and it's also something that I've taken with me through this quarantine period and will continue to take with me after. So I just want to thank you again, Miriam, for everything you've taught us, ICC related or not, and I hope we can all be together again soon.
Thank you.
Awesome. Adina, this is so cute. It makes me miss our counselors screaming at us.
I know. I wish I could wake up to Rachel saying, "Is everyone awake?" in her oddly rude but monotone voice.
And Gil coming in and yelling at us because Shockery started 10 minutes ago.
Okay, guys, now our counselors have something prepared for us, so buckle those seatbelts and get ready for a wild ride.
Are we talking about the thing? I'm talking to the other madrich, to the other
Yes,
staff.
Ellie,
Yes,
of
okay.
course.
Yeah.
I was making sure, I missed it.
Is this me? Me?
Who's starting?
Gabby.
Okay, here we go.
Let's hear it.
This is a little something that we created for all of you. Can you hear me? Okay. Cry 2020. Oops, I mean try 2020. I mean, Micah looks like he's 20. You thought you were getting 18 weeks in heaven, but in the end you only got 7. Wait, how many times did Benny go to the doctor? I think it was 11. Does that sound right? Let's ask the Try Dad, Evan. Maybe if you'd gone to Tefillot on time, Adina wouldn't have had to say all the lines. Maybe the program would have ended just fine. Let's be real, it's possible that the Chadar Ochel made you sick, but it's okay, at least you got pink chicken on a stick. Down in Eilat, a bunch of you pierced a nose or an ear, but back at the Chava, Basha pierced just one pier.
Many of you like to go to the cafe and sit. Too bad Karen doesn't know what food has nuts in it. Speaking of things that you roast, Lilia Jensky, you're the goat. Max, when you got in trouble, we couldn't always tell if you were being fake or real. Becca, you couldn't eat a single thing at any meal. Noah, did you ever have a tennis lesson when they all canceled because of the rain? Hallie, how can we make fun of you? You are perfect. It's insane. Eden rocked a flip phone. Kazi, has anyone ever told you that you speak in a monotone?
Bam.
Yeah. Yeah, and she pet every animal she saw. And who bribed her way onto the student council with cookies? I think it was Eliana. Sophie ran every day. Too bad Corona canceled the marathon away. It also canceled Try, didn't it? Could the tears Carly live it? We thought Canadians are supposed to have class. Well, our Canadians boys broke the rules real fast. Sivan and Zev barely showed up for class. Talia and Shani thought they were intelligent, gossiping about us in French. There was a room in Geffen where things were pretty tense. Oh, and Yoni and Julia, yeah, made no sense. The Wi-Fi not working in Geffen made Andrea and Miri really intense. And we all know that there is one of you, Sari, who always took offense.
Damn, damn. Boom, boom, boom. It took Miranda and Rosa about 5 weeks to speak, but their Try 2020 Madrichim Insta game ain't weak. You all seem so concerned when Poland went kaput, but none of you seem to care about Gabi's ugly foot. Rachel Cooper, sorry you couldn't have your Try bat mitzvah. Nava, Zoe, Henry, and Anna, sorry you didn't get the full Try experience like your sisters. Hey Miriam, remember when Gila locked you in the classroom? Hey Tamar and Tilly, get a room. Avia, did you think we didn't notice you weren't in Tfilot? After the way Try ended, I don't even want to know what you did all in your whole Shabbatot. Bashi, Luke, and Aram, you are such a clique. Now, who can explain to us what makes them click? Tick. Oh, shit.
It really sucks to be Mayan having her birthday on the flight. Remember Rosie's friend Jerome? He was always in sight. Harrison and Elior were off together nearly every night. Posy could take down any one of us in a fight. And remember when Judah broke that light? Ruthie's special requests were never approved. Remi is still in Israel. She never moved. Ethan's uncle owned that neighborhood pizza place. And when it came to going to the supermarket, we all know he lied to our face. Jake, you always sat when the Torah was out. Let's be real, bro. You don't have that much clout. Dean, you are so tall. Why would you think I wouldn't see you hiding under Raina's covers at all? Kezzy and Leah, at night you never had any time to spare. And Jojo, what's up with that hair?
Kira, you were obsessed with Netflix. Maybe that's why you never showed up to breakfast. Anya was always wearing those hoops. Lucy, remember when you had trouble with the poops? Ella and Lily, you're so stilly. You're the only two who didn't hook up with Willie. Leora on Try, you took French. We don't get why your teacher hated you. You're such a mensch. With all the crazy stuff that happened this year on Try, we will always love you. We'll end this poem with a heartfelt Lehitraot TRY, not goodbye.
I don't even know how to recover from that.
Yeah, I don't really know what to say.
So let's hear some thank yous to try to make up for that.
Okay, Evan Mayan, take it away.
Wow, that was pretty impressive. Okay, Jeff. God, when I first got put into your ICC class, like, I didn't know what to think. Like, Miriam was Miriam, Bar was the Israeli, then there was Jeff. Instantly going into your class, we got a full view of your knowledge and your sass. Wow, you're just like, Jeff, you're such an amazing teacher. And like, it's just amazing how you manage like to teach every day and put up with all our tangents and all our craziness every single day and still manage to teach us something. Your devotion to our class is phenomenal, and you stayed up probably way too late before that ICC final. Just like your dedication to teaching us everything, and keep us together even after Try was canceled was amazing, and I cannot wait to see your book on ancient Israeli toilets.
So I want to start out with a little story. It was the first Yule, and I had no idea what to expect. And we got to a certain part of the Yule, and Bar sits down and pulls out wafers and cookies and like rocks and starts to just crumble them up in a little pile. And nobody in my class knew what was going on at all. I at least was lost as anything. I was so confused. And Bar was trying to show us the tells via like cookie crumbles and wafer crumbles and like rocks and sand, and I was so lost. But over time I really like got such an appreciation for your experiential learning. I have had the privilege of exploring Israel many times before Try and going to many of the sites that we went to. But I don't think that any of those experiences could even like hold a finger to the experiences that I had on Try. And I truly think that was because of your teaching. You showed me like my place in Israel and my personal connection to Israel, and I was really able to like grasp like Zionism because of your teaching, and like why these places were so important. And even though we unfortunately weren't able to have you for like the full 7 weeks, the lessons that you did teach us were really ones I will like bring with me for the rest of my life. They were so incredibly meaningful to me. And I just like wanted you to know that like genuinely, like if I end up making, and like when I end up making Aliyah to Israel, it will be because of your teaching and your lessons. And for that, I'm just so incredibly grateful. So thank you.
Awesome. That was so sweet. Thanks, guys. Adina, you're muted.
Okay, so most of you probably got a text from Rachel or Evan or Miri or anyone else on the exclusive Yearbook Intelligence Committee asking you for a picture or a quote.
And we've all been waiting to see this interesting piece of literature, so please welcome Rachel and the yearbook team.
Hello, everybody. Okay, I'm gonna get my screen shared. Oh, I'm not on the right page of my thing. Wait 1 second. Okay, but anyway, so I'm gonna start this with some thank yous of my own because I think there's a lot of people who deserve to be thanked for the yearbook. 1 second. You guys pick up on anything? You know I can't do two things at once. Okay, perfect. So I want to thank Adina, Carly, Becca, Eliana, Ella, Evan, Hezi, Leah, Lily, Abrahams, Lucy, Miri, Noah, Shani, and Talia. Between like headshots and quotes and superlatives and like everything else you guys did, and even just helping the idea of a yearbook become an actual tangible project, I couldn't be more thankful for your help. And I realized that the formatting for the yearbook was going to be a disaster, which it ended up being. Yeah. Evan, Miri, Leah, and Talia stepped up. And when we ended up putting all the materials from like the bigger yearbook committee into the Google Slides, we realized that it only filled about half of the entire yearbook. So we had to like do a lot just on our own. And we had about 5 calls, I would say, to work. And sometimes those calls lasted for like 3 hours, and it was really crazy. But they worked tirelessly, creatively, and very happily. And they never complained, even though sometimes I complained. Sorry, Evan. But I'm very proud of them, and the yearbook looks very amazing. and it has a lot of fun surprises. So now we're gonna present just the highlights of the yearbook. So this is the cover of the yearbook. Ooh, very nice. So first, we have the Try daily schedule, so we can all reminisce about the times on Try. So at 6:30, you would wake up to annoying Lehitraot TRY music. They never took my request, and I listen to good music, so whatever. At 6:50 in Ramon, Rachel would come into your room to wake you up, and you and all your roommates would in sync yell, "Leave, Rachel." At 6:50 in Geffen, Gil would come into your room and force you to get out of bed, and she would leave, so you would get right back into your bed. For the boys, Don and Ellie would open the door and mumble something about tefillah and how you need to be somewhere. At 7 a.m., Max, Talia, Miri, Eden, Remi, and Micah would go to breakfast, literally only them. At 7:30, 10 people, including the Madrichim, showed up to tefillah, and at 8:15, tefillah were supposed to end. But as you all know, we never ran on schedule. So at 8:35, tefillah actually ended, and you're supposed to hurry to get to class on time, but you all stopped hurrying like one day in, so you gave up on being on time. At 11:50, you go down to the Chadar, and you thought lunch started because that's what it says in all your schedules. And you find out it really starts at 12. And even though this happened like every week, you just never stopped going at 11:50. You thought maybe one day. At 12:05, you realize that you don't have your water or your hat for the tiyul, so you leave the delicious lunch. At 12:30, you arrive to the school gate at the actual time, but then you go to the supermarket because, you know, nobody else arrived on time. It was literally only you. At 5:45, we arrived back from the tiyul, and even though you're supposed to be back at 5 from the tiyul, Miriam said we got a late start, which we always did, about 45 minutes of a late start, so that's why we arrived back late. At 6, you go get falafel because you're not really in the mood for ketchup parekas again. At 7:15, the Madrichim bother you about study hall, but you pretend that you didn't see the notification on your phone. So then at 7:30, they come to get you and bring you to study hall, and you say you're on the way, and then you never go. And then you show up for the weekly birthday ice cream party at 9 o'clock, and you hoard all your favorite flavors before anyone else gets a chance. And at 10:45, you arrive back to your dorm at your own leisurely pace. You get yelled at because the Madrichim already turned on the alarm, or because they want to go to sleep. And then you stay up in the hallways until 2 a.m. talking, and right on cue at 12 a.m., someone comes out of their room to yell at Gabby Farber, because for the 12th night in a row, her loud talking woke you up. Who's next? Miri, Evan?
Yeah, so
Evan.
now we have some iconic Try photos with commentary from an anonymous source. Here is Shani trying to fit in with American culture. Dean and Raina finding their way back to Judaism, hopefully. Dean and Jake promising not to break the rules on Try. That went well. And then after finding out these olives were picked by the Russians, Carla on her way to sit next to Will on the plane. Jonathan Maddoff's nightmare. Jonathan Cagle's dream come true.
Here we have Kira trying out a new look to impress Micah. We have Ruthie's all smiles at the sight of Jesus's crucifixion. Remi's protecting herself from all the hard rainfall in the desert. Here is Gabby licking Benny, and Californians don't use napkins, so yeah. This is Evan telling his watchers, if you tell anyone what I buried, you're next. Adina and Dean were the inventors of social distancing.
And here we have the bus sleeping pictures of everyone sleeping on the bus.
That was all you had to say about that, Talia? I just want everyone to know that all 4 of them watched me make this collage because they thought I couldn't do it. And it was the most pressure I've ever had in my entire life.
And this was the different places that we went to.
That was all you had to say about that. Okay, well, that's your yearbook highlight reel. There's a lot of funny stuff to come. You guys will love it, I hope.
Do we get a hard copy? Like, will we get like?
Yeah, you're gonna get a hard copy.
Awesome.
Okay, thank you guys. That was really cute. Can't wait to draw fangs on everyone.
All right, Zev, Yael, and Miri, it's your turn for some thank yous.
In that order.
Doesn't matter.
I guess I'll start with the thank you for Aliza. So first of all, I want to say thank you personally because you have helped me so much, not only in terms of scheduling and academics, but also just figuring out where I need to be in the grand scheme of things. And you've helped me find the right attitude towards the program altogether. And I'm sure that other people, if not everyone else on the program, also has experienced that from you. I also want to say, like, from the beginning, you had so much patience and kindness, and even when the whole program came to you complaining about their classes, you had so much patience and you approached everyone's problem as if it had never happened before, with like a brand new slate of like patience, and that never stopped. And me and everyone else wants to thank you for always having that patience and being super supportive towards everyone on the program. And yeah, I guess finally, I want to thank you for being so invested in all of us and clearly caring so much about our experience on TRY. And also, you are a pretty good history teacher. Yeah.
Thank you, Zach. Appreciate it.
I guess I'll go. Need to find Gabi. There she is. Hi, Gabi. Okay. First, I want to say that, well, I'm going to start with a story. There was one day on TRY, and I was having like a particularly bad day, and I was sitting with Don, like outside. It was dark, and I think Gabi had left a full like 2 hours beforehand, and like was like not even in the chavah, and out of nowhere, she kind of just like appeared and like showed up and walked over to where I was sitting with Don and just kind of took over. And she didn't even like, I asked her, I was like, why are you back here? Because she didn't need to be back. Like, she'd already left the chavah. She was gone. She was like off for the day, but she decided to come back because she knew I was having a bad day. And I think that that just kind of sums up who Gabi is, because she's so like always been so caring and so kind and like very patient with me and all of my, I don't want to say glory, but you know what I mean. Like, she's just always been so patient and so kind and such like an amazing person. And I just want to thank her for everything that she did for me and for everyone else on TRY. She just was pretty much amazing. Like, I feel like she made a lot of stuff happen. Yeah, I think that sums it up. Gabi, it always been an amazing person, and I'm gonna miss you, and I miss you. Yeah, thank you.
Much. I really appreciate
We're
it.
gonna go get coffee and be back.
Okay, so I'm thanking Nicole, and I just want to say, like, thank you for everything you did even before we were in Israel, because you had to like communicate with like 62 kids and families, and like I know, like knowing us, we're crazy, and like specifically like knowing me, like there was so much that went into it and so much you had to do, and we really like appreciate everything you did. And being the person that I am, I spent a lot of time in the office just hanging out with everyone, and it was always amazing to just see your smile, and you were so warm and welcoming every day. And thank you for everything, and we miss you.